We're live. Hi, Sally.
Hey. Hey, welcome to Farmhouse Fabrics with Regina. And here's her Come Sew With Me, Regina. You can visit Regina on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Instagram.
Mostly on Facebook. Are we good over there? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Facebook and YouTube. And I just uploaded a video on there, so you might want to go check that out.
And she's going to talk about what she uploaded. It was about the lace hem, right?
Hem.
The magic hem.
That's what Jeannie calls it.
Jeannie Baumeister calls it the magic hem.
The magic hem.
You know, Jeannie Baumeister is the designer of old-fashioned baby patterns. And she named a fabric fairy fabric because it was just as light as fairies. I mean, it was beautiful. And really, it's a Swiss muslin. And so... I mean, when we think of muslin, we think of quilting cottons.
Right, a heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy cotton.
But I guess they call it's mousseline.
Mousseline.
But I'm probably mispronouncing even that, you know, like a hick, right?
Redneck.
Well, we do have a little dress that Regina's going to show us how we can fix it. Let's show her. This is an example of one of Jeannie's patterns. And
this one.
Yeah, we'll just show it and then we'll come back to it.
There you go.
So we kind of uncovered a bin that I had been hoarding for a long time. I think one time we cleaned out my desk area and put it in bins, and then the bins went up on a top shelf that said Sally's desk. And so then, you know, it takes, I don't know, a certain time of the year. This time of the year, we start thinking about
cleaning out.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought, wonder what's in that bin. So we're going to show you what's in that bin.
We're going to have an unveiling. This is
we're
going to be
have
fun.
Unveiling. But this little dress was in that bin because it needs to be repaired. And so Regina is going to tell us some techniques about how to repair lace where it pulled loose from the fabric, a really fine fabric. So I'm looking forward to that so I can get that fixed. It's beautiful.
It's a precious dress.
Yeah.
Denise said y'all are color coordinated today.
Yeah, can you believe it? We didn't even know.
We didn't get the memo, but we did.
No.
Catherine said you both look pretty in blue.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We were just standing here looking in before we went on thinking, boy, I sure do look fat today.
Well, we need to be slimming down here. It's Christmas.
Like, what should we wear? We should have worn a black vest or something long. That
invest in my black wardrobe.
Yeah. Because, you know, we just went through Thanksgiving and there is a whole lot of food around at Thanksgiving.
Well, there wasn't at my house.
Oh, there wasn't?
No. I did not do Thanksgiving.
Girl.
I didn't even do
your Christmas tree.
Yeah, I'm toning it down, trust me.
So, you know, if you're on Facebook much, a picture will come up from memories and it'll say, then, and then it has a blank for now. Then and now. And so, you know, usually comes up with a picture of, like I say, one of my grandkids, then, and then I can put now. And what is so funny? Okay. And you're laughing about her tree. I know you are. So Regina always has this absolutely beautiful tree in her foyer. Oh my goodness. It just makes me always so envious, right? And so she has a then and now. So tell them about your then and now.
Well, my then it's a 9-foot tree that is decorated, and then all the lights around over the window and stuff that comes in, you know. And
because
so
I have
a
beautiful
huge
front
window.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of overdone at the time we built. But anyway, I always decorated all that really pretty with the swags and stuff. And last year, my husband grumbled so much about getting that tree out of the garage. So
where's your thing? Put it up on the.
Oh, we should bring it down and show it.
He grumbled, and I had all the stuff out to look at it, and you know, to decorate it. And he and my daughter just went in separate ways and left me standing there, and I'm like, okay. So I just packed up all those tubs and took them right back to the room they came from and left them. And so the tree stood there with all the lights. And one ornament that got left over from that last year,
right?
The year before. So this year I thought, you know, I put lights on the back porch, and nobody bothered to help. And he came out and said, could he plug them in? I'm like, no, because that's already done. And so like,
he wanted the glory, right?
Plugging them in, like, no, I don't think I need that help. And so that was the end of it, and nobody mentioned Christmas anymore. Yeah, I was going to plug him into that cord. And so I thought, you know, I kept thinking about it, and I took down the Thanksgiving stuff, and I thought, okay, I put up red curtains in the kitchen. red
You
placemats
changed
on
your
the table.
curtains? I mean, that's
I've
impressive.
always done that for every holiday.
Oh my
And
goodness.
It's not hard to do. It's just they're just cafe curtains, you know. And so anyway,
But you have to do it.
but that was the end of it. Well, I figure if I have to dust the kitchen, I may as well change
Oh.
out the curtains and wash them. And so I did that, and then I thought, you know, I'm not even going to mention a Christmas tree. So I ordered a 2.5-foot tree. I put it on the table in the foyer, and it looks beautiful to me.
So she's got it
And
then
not
and now.
one person has mentioned that
The
tree.
difference.
Yeah, not at all. So if you can see this, you can see the difference.
And I'll go to the overhead too. The overhead is only works for Facebook and YouTube, but
So it's very plain.
we're
with a
gonna go
cute
to the
little
overhead
tree.
and get her. Let me get you
If we can-
close.
Jeanette George says she has Christmas curtains too.
Well, mine are just red, and I leave them up from now until Valentine's. And when
They can-
Valentine's
they
is
can
over,
See it
Yeah.
nice and close. Can you
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have one for every season?
Yeah.
Look at
I put up pink ones for Easter.
you,
can see the
pink what curtains.
Curtains, yeah.
Oh.
And I decorate my tree in the kitchen with Easter ornaments.
Me and Sally are sitting over here.
Oh.
Inadequate.
Wow.
And well,
Yeah.
that's about as far as it gets, and change out the placemats, and so it looks Eastery, you know. And then I change it to the red, white, and blue for 4th of July. Then something for summer, and I'm thinking today I need to get blue for summer, and back to the orange for the fall. It's like,
I'm feeling very inadequate.
so anyway, that's my Christmas decorating, and you know the one room that I do like to decorate though is my bedroom. And I don't know why, because I'm not in there all day until about 11 o'clock at night. But when I walk in there, it's just like it hits me.
Oh.
And it's really pretty. And I think, oh, I can sleep pretty tonight, you know. And so I go to
Do you put a tree in there?
I do.
Oh man.
I do have my tree
How
in
big's
there.
that one?
It's like the 5-foot or 7-foot little pencil tree.
Mm-hmm.
But it stays up all year, so I don't take it down.
Okay.
You
'cause
change the
it's-
ornaments though, right?
Not in there. I just leave the lit
Oh.
up tree in there. I take off my Christmas ornaments because they're all the handmade that people have given me and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And sewing ornaments, so they're on
Yeah.
that tree. I don't have room in my sewing room for a tree, so I'll look at it in there.
Well, Kristen says she switched to, I don't know if that's 2-foot or 2-inch ceramic light up
That'd be
trees.
We're gonna assume it's 2 foot.
Oh.
I hope so. Otherwise, it's a
That
Oh, I
ranch.
do.
very tiny.
Yeah.
2
Switch to a
inches.
2-inch ceramic lit
Yeah.
up tree. That would make life really easy. Well,
Yeah.
It looks like 2 foot,
It's
but
2
I
foot.
didn't know they made them that big.
I
Yeah,
think
the ceramic.
Yeah, the little
We,
ceramic ones,
um,
yeah.
when did we have our pictures for the magazine? July. And so Christy loaned me an artificial tree to put in the place where we were staying, and we put lights on it and some of the decorations that you all made. And I said to Christy the other day, I keep meaning to bring you back your tree.
Well, Chrissy says, bring it back decorated now, so I
Been
don't
there,
have to
she
do
said,
it.
why don't you just use it this year? And I'm like,
Yeah.
really? I'd like that.
Yeah, I just moved it to the corner, so I now don't have to do anything.
I know. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I know the perfect place for it. There's a plug over there, and I do love Christmas lights.
Oh, I do too,
Yeah.
and I like them up all year. That's
So
why I leave it on in
we're-
the bedroom. It's
Next year, I won't have an excuse. I'm going to have to put a tree in my house,
Yes, you are.
right?
Several, maybe.
Should have a house.
That's right, in
Next
the foyer,
year.
right? Like
Yeah.
you're supposed to.
Won't it
Remember?
be pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will.
Well, Pat says she changes out the kitchen towels for the season. I'm with Pat.
I do
Change
that.
mine
I
out.
do
That's
those
usually
along with the.
Yes.
The
You
curtains.
actually
And the
and you
placemats.
actually don't keep using them. It's like if I put Christmas ones up, I'm going to keep using them until they die.
No, I have the ones. I
year
just
long.
take them down when the Christmas stuff comes down. They all go in the box together.
Oh my goodness.
So then they come back out.
Well, Regina brought.
Okay.
Let's show what you brought because it's so sweet.
Okay. Well,
This is sweet, sweet.
I was working on something else and going through the boxes, and I found this little pattern for this little
Where
doll
is that
dress.
pattern? I'll hold it up.
This one.
And we will. We've ordered this, right? So we'll soon have this. This is an antique layette by Primrose Lane for 15-inch baby dolls.
But you
And-
can make this for a week here,
I can't
gown.
believe it. How
And
awesome
it's so
is
cute,
that?
and it's so quick. And so I made it up, and I thought, I absolutely love this, so I wanted to show that. We could do it overhead.
Okay, let's do this.
And in that pattern, it has a little bonnet that you can see. It's really tiny little bonnet. Really quick to do.
Let me take a peek at this.
And then I made the little
Aw,
blanket.
the little back of the bonnet.
It's just a
so
small, because this is
sweet.
the largest piece of this fabric I had, but I made a little blanket. It's
Oh,
flannel back, you know.
Yeah,
And
polka
it just
dot
is a
front
little
of it.
set to
Yeah.
put together to take to the hospital.
Sweet.
And so it'll go together. But this little pattern's real easy. And yeah, I smocked 3 of these yesterday afternoon,
Oh, you did?
waiting in the car line. And
So, can you tell me what your suggestion is for, like, if you're gonna just pleat this, and we know raglan sleeves are cut at an angle. So tell me how you go about that. How do you pleat that? Because you don't really put an angled piece of fabric through your pleater, right? Or is that straight right in this part?
no, well, I'll show you the pattern piece, and then
Okay.
I'll tell you how it goes through the
Okay.
pleater. You roll it up. And
Because you really want a straight piece going through your
yeah,
pleater,
it's
right?
straight. The top of it's straight that goes through.
Oh,
the pleater.
okay, okay.
Has the armhole.
Oh, there you go.
And this,
Okay.
This only this much goes through
Yeah.
the pleater. You know, it's doubled. this.
Right. Well,
But
then
it
that's
goes-
like
Yeah.
the regular
That's
bishop.
a regular bishop.
Yeah.
And you only do 4 rows. And by the time you pull it up, you can see that it's really, really tiny. It's about 2 inches wide. Two
How
and a half.
sweet that is.
And so it's a quick sew, and then you just run gathering threads from the. I go from the first line of pleating across. You know, when I sew it, put it together,
Right.
and then you just pull up your pleating threads to match your.
Oh, to match the binding.
The gathering threads on this part
Right.
to match these 2 rows of pleating. You know, I ran the row here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh,
and
I
then
know what
pulled
you're.
it
I
out
see what you're
together,
saying. I
you
see
know,
what
because
you're
that part
saying.
has to be gathered.
Yeah, that you leave that pleating thread in to pull that up to be gathered.
No, I run another basting stitch from the end where this is pleated and stopped.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then around, and pull it up to.
By
match.
hand or by machine?
No, it was by hand. I mean, the gathering thread was on the machine.
Yeah. Cute.
Carol said, "Love that. I need the pattern."
Well,
It's
we're
done.
gonna have the pattern in a few days. So, but so how neat that you can use the 15-inch doll pattern.
Yeah, these are for the little weak-haired babies at the hospital. And if you want to enlarge it or shrink it, you can do that on the printer, you know, and to make different sizes. And then it has the little bonnet in there that's really sweet and fast to do. And it has a little blanket. It gives you all, it gives you all the instructions. And, you know, it has a little jacket, has little pants. So if you wanted to make it,
Very sweet.
you know, it's a really cute set.
So do you want to show how you did that hem?
Sure.
Because we started talking about it last time, and then because we didn't have anything at our fingertips, it was really hard to
And I
discuss
had done it more than a week later.
Yeah,
And so it was,
it's
I couldn't
difficult.
remember exactly. And I was
hey,
like,
do you want me to put
I know how this happened, but I don't know how I did it.
a
And,
piece of...
So anyway, if you can see that little hem, it's
You
called, it was in a class I took with Jeannie Baumeister, and she called it, when I was looking at the directions yesterday, it was,
Put this down so they can see the lace on here. Okay, she
it's
called
called
it...
the magic hem. And so I thought, okay, I can do this. And so that's what I posted the
little
video
bit
on, because I
this
did
way.
this and put it on a video to put on the Come Sew With Me, so you know how to do it. Because it's really pretty and really sweet. And if you ever get a chance to take a class with Jeannie, please take the class, because you'll learn all kind of little tips and techniques that she does that are so cool.
Do you want to do it with the 2 pieces before we do
Sure.
it with the 1? Okay, here's
Yeah.
here's an edging. And here's an insertion. Well, let's see if I can get the bag out of here. Okay.
Okay, so what I did on this one is I used an insertion and a piece of edging, and I just sewed those 2 with a tiny zigzag together, like a 2.0 or 2.5, and you just put these, butt them up next to each other. I don't use anything, and on my video you'll see when I show you, because I didn't start at the very end. I moved down and then started, so you leave a little bit at the top, about half an inch, you know, so that machine don't jam it down in there.
Oh, right,
Because I don't put
right.
anything under it.
Right.
And I just butt them up right together, and I just let the little mark on my foot go right down the center, and it zigzags them together. And so you get those both zigzag together, and then you would take this, once you have this piece like this and they're together, you put the wrong side of the lace to the wrong side of the dress.
I'm gonna let them. You can hold it up again here for. Yeah.
This one or this one. Well, you can see on that they're joined together. But then I'll show you over here.
Here's a
Yeah.
piece of fabric.
Okay. You would take it, and this.
I'm
You
gonna
would
go
take
back to
this
the
to the-
overhead, folks.
Now pretend that's the wrong side. You're going to lay this on there with just the heading just right over the edge of the fabric. And these two are together. So you can see that. You put them like that. And this top, the heading is just like that, just over the edge. Then you're going to go down and you're going to sew it right down the center of this where you've just sewn them together with a straight stitch. Just right down the center here. And then when they're together, you're going to take this back and you're going to fold that out and press it real good. This edging, the insertion is above, the edging is below. I'm hoping they can see. I'm not probably in where they can see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, then it's like this, and so your edging is hanging off the dress. Your insertion is covering up that hem that you've just flipped up, and you go back and straight stitch or tiny zigzag across the top edge and press it good, and there you go.
So
And your hem is then enclosed in that, so that when you open from the back,
Oh yeah.
there's nothing, no raw edges or anything.
So what if you happen to have a piece? This just saves a step, right?
This saves a
This is
step.
a piece of lace that it looks like the insertion is already sewn to the edging.
Right. This makes your life a whole lot easier.
In fact, I'll show it with.
The blue under it, yeah. So see, those two pieces are already together. And so then when you took this piece, you would just sew it on the back of this the same way, like that. And then once you flip it up, it's going to come out looking like this. You can see it.
That's
and your
pretty.
edging is hanging off, and there's nothing on the back to come loose.
And so you put this video
It's on Come Sew With Me on YouTube.
on YouTube.
It's only 4 minutes long, so you don't have to get bored. I don't talk about 99 other things. It's like, get to the point, do this, and get done, because I'm doing it with
like
one hand and
that.
my camera. And so
Oh man.
that's
Yeah.
how you do it.
Yeah.
And then I got my editor was in a really good mood, so she edited
That would
it
be the daughter.
and put it on. I got it on there. So, yeah.
Catherine said her youngest three sisters were preemies.
Yeah.
Were they triplets, Catherine? I wonder.
Oh.
Yeah, so that these would be,
Preemies.
people think they need newborn stuff for these little babies. Even if you don't have a preemie, babies do not wear newborn clothes.
Oh, they're
You
too
know,
big on them?
They're way too big.
Uh-huh.
And that's why, with Kaylee, she was 4 pounds and 3 ounces. So she was small. She wasn't a preemie. And a month, but she wasn't like, didn't have any issues or anything.
Yeah.
But there was absolutely nothing that fit her. Because at that, she went home at 5 pounds. And if you look at a 5-pound bag of something, it's not very big.
No, it's little.
And so none of the clothes fit. So then I just started altering all the baby patterns, the newborn patterns I had, and cut them down to size, and shrunk them up and print everything she wore fit. And it was like from doll dresses, because those were the only things that fit her. And so if you have a little dress like this one, it's going to work. You can make it a little bit bigger. And we pulled out this pattern, which is even better, for an 18-inch doll, and it's a bishop. And it would be very easy to make. And this would be for probably a newborn going home that weighed 5 or 6 pounds, because they're tiny.
I know, because you make a newborn size and you put it on that baby and it just swallows
It
them.
does,
Yeah.
and the neckline usually goes up over their
Yeah,
chin,
it does.
and and
It
it's
does.
terrible. And I just
That's
thought,
right.
I can't have that. I like things to look right, and so
Yeah.
I made them to fit. And some of her dresses that I have, I made out of napkins.
Oh my goodness.
I made her a
Regina.
bishop out of a
Like a linen napkin?
napkin. No, it was just a regular napkin. Well, I did make one out of a tea towel that was
Yeah.
linen. And then I made this one out of Vera Bradley napkins. I took 2 napkins and made her a dress,
Man.
because she was so tiny. But it turned out really cute. So you can use all kinds of small little things.
She's
to
still
do
pretty
it.
tiny, but she's a pretty girl now.
Yeah, she's still tiny.
Yeah, she's a pretty
Her
girl.
mouth is not tiny.
Oh,
I can talk
She has a
about that
teenage
one.
size mouth.
Yeah, she's got
Not
the
many
teenage.
teenagers are. Too.
yeah.
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 No, and yeah, it's getting a little better some days, but whew, some days not. And this is the the little baby dress that Miss Dot made,
So this was so many years ago.
and this is so sweet. And
Yeah.
her embroidery, I'm telling you guys, you can't see it, but it was incredible.
I know.
And she was an older lady in
She's
her
probably
80s.
yeah, in her
in her
80s when she
80s.
made it.
And she didn't wear I mean, she wore glasses, but she said she didn't really
She
need
didn't do
those.
magnifiers.
No, she didn't do
Uh-uh.
that. And she used like a 9, I think it was, needle.
Oh man.
I couldn't even
How'd
hold
she
on to
thread
it.
it?
And she said she didn't need that, a
Wow.
needle threader.
Well, this I know that this thread, this is a hand dyed, over dyed thread that
It's
we used to
gorgeous.
get from.
It's like different shades.
Trying to think, yeah,
It's
it's
so
all
pretty.
over dyed. It was beautiful, and I
Yes.
used to order it because she loved it so much.
And it's so pretty on the skin.
I can't
Green, of
think of
course,
the
I
name
love
of the-
green. So this
yeah.
was so pretty. But on the
This-
front and on the sleeve and all the moving around here, the laces come loose from the dress.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that a lot of people have this issue, you know, because if you sew for people, I've had know people that sew for people, and they'll bring it back and say, "Can you fix it?"
Yeah,
If the baby's crawling, they're going to get on it, pull it apart
That's
immediately.
right.
And so I've talked to my friends that do lots of heirloom sewing, and
not everybody agrees with this, but I agree with her.
no, she uses 100% polyester thread.
Show them that little.
This is dual duty. It is so thin.
It might be 100 weight.
It's thin. It is.
Yeah, 100 weight.
100 weight.
Mm-hmm.
If you sew it on with that, it's not going to break and it's not going to come off.
Because this is a polyester, and it's very, very fine. Yeah, polyester.
So we're talking about how to repair this dress. Now, I'm not a professional on this. I can tell you right now, straight up front. But from what I've learned over the years of watching other people and seeing how
go
they
to
fix
overhead
things,
so
and
they
they say
can
that
see.
there's never anything you can't fix.
Oh, do they?
And I believe that pretty much, because you can always fix it with something.
Yeah.
And so to fix this, Sally and I were talking about what we would do to fix this. And I thought about, okay, here's what I would do. I would use a piece, because I want to show you, this is really, I had it pinned so you couldn't see it, but you can see the big hole in it. I mean, it's come across,
Pull your arm a little bit, but right in there like that.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
and you can see here where it's come loose.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's just, the fabric's thin, and it kind of shredded
Right.
up at the top. And so my suggestion would be is to put a piece of silk organza, which we have a piece here. Is that it? Yep. If you take a piece of this,
Need scissors?
And you
can
use-
cut
no, I'm
into
just
that
gonna
if you
show
want
'em.
to.
in the stitch witchery, you know, it's
And that's
here.
like a double layer right
yeah,
there.
this is a 2-layer piece here because Sally found a big giant
I'll
bolt
show
of
ya.
it. But if I open this up,
I don't think I'm going to be running out anytime
you
soon.
can see that this is really, really thin. And you can see through this
How
stuff.
many, if
Yeah.
this is a layer, how many yards do you think that I have on here? I don't
She's
know.
got a lot on there.
But this little piece right here goes a long way. I'll show you another thing I do with it after a while.
Yeah, she has a really clever
But
tip. But anyway, I would
we
just
have lots.
put this on
we
here,
have lots.
and I would lay this, cut you a little strip that fits right under this piece that's,
Okay, I'm going to go back to the overhead so they can see what you're doing.
okay, so I have my silk organza, my little piece of stitch witchery that you can't really see, and you would just lay that on there and work it to, I'm not doing
You
it
know,
here
one
'cause
thing
it's
you
hard.
could do, Regina,
Uh-huh.
is use that Teflon pressing
Right.
sheet and press the stitch witchery to,
To
the
the-
silk organza.
to the silk organza,
and
and
that
then
will
put
make it
right.
That will then you can put it under there and put
Then
it
it's
where you
much
want.
easier
and
to
then-
handle
and
because
then-
right now it's all
yeah.
flying everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
But if you did that and then you put it under there close enough and work it, work your seam back together, your lace back over it,
Mm-hmm.
just enough that'll cover that up.
Yeah.
And then press that down and then go back with a really tiny whip stitch and
Mm-hmm.
sew it back together.
So you would do it by hand,
I would
wouldn't
do it
you?
by
You would
hand,
do it
yeah.
by hand at that point.
Yeah, and so you can close it up completely and then you can't tell at all
Right.
that it's
Could you show the embroidery up close?
Sure. It's very tiny. Something I hope to achieve before I'm gone. You can see that, or we can put it down
Yeah.
here again.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get it close. Close. I don't know whether to
I guess
put
you got to zoom on in or something.
Put- something white under it, maybe. I don't know.
What was
That
our
might-
favorite question that everyone would always ask whenever Miss Dot would complete one of these dresses? Where would they get?
Where did you get the
award?
design?
Mhm.
She drew her own.
She drew her own, but she got a lot from Jeannie's book or Jeannie's patterns, and but she never really knew because she would incorporate part of somebody's design into hers, and
Was
so
it the bird she got off the potato chip
oh
bag?
yeah, she got it off
Napkins.
Yeah.
a napkin. Yeah.
Anything she,
Mhm.
whatever she would just draw
Yeah.
off the little
And
design.
then
and
here's a butterfly.
That's just beautiful. I hope you can see that really well because it looks big up there, but I mean in what I'm seeing,
But it's very delicate.
it's
It really
delicate,
is delicate.
and tiny.
But her stitches are so pretty.
They are. I mean, she did just beautiful
Man,
handwork.
she could make them so. She could make so many of them.
She
Like, how in
did.
the world did she do that? She
Yeah.
usually had some little special thing. She never made any pattern the same. And
No, they were all different. And this little sleeve has also come apart. So I would run a basting stitch, through here and
Oh,
then add it back
right,
to the lace
right.
because it's already gathered there.
yeah,
And then and just put it back together like that. But yeah, it's so precious. And she loved laces. So as
Oh,
you
I
can
know.
see
Mhm.
on the bottom of here, she's got rows and rows of laces.
But it's kind of interesting, Regina, because this dress is flared, so she made sure that the laces
All flowed.
all flowed with it.
and they were all
didn't-
flat. They're not
Yeah,
gathered.
and they didn't come tight. And
No. And it's just so delicate and so pretty.
So this is Swiss muslin. I think we still have that Miss Green, but I'm not positive. But we used to have so many different colors.
The green is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I love the green. So that's your little tip on maybe repairing it. And I'm sure that you have others that you can tell us about or how you would go about doing it. But
Well,
that's
and
mine.
this really is not a, it's not real old. Like I've gotten antique
Right.
garments before, and and I know that somebody brought me one back when I was doing custom sewing, and the fabric was so fragile, and like it already had like little tears in it where
Yeah.
it was maybe rotted, and it was hard to know.
Well,
what to
I'll
do.
tell you a tip on that. When Jane and I were at the Royal School Needlework in the summer, and they took us behind the scenes of where they do their repairing of tapestries and things like that, seat cushions and all that. They use an underlay of either netting. Most of the time it was
Yeah, that was
netting,
the other
and
thing
we're
I
going
was
to talk about that.
Yeah.
You can use netting, but they did that. They put that under all of this. They were working on this huge tapestry at the time, and it was so cool to see because it didn't all fit back together, but they put this under there to hold what they had the pieces to work on it. Because it was so. I mean, we're talking 100 years old,
Right.
And so yeah, you could put the netting under there, and it's something you don't see, and they use the same color as the tapestry fabric,
Right.
and so. She
Well,
said they always did that.
You definitely could put an underlay of an English netting. This is the all cotton English netting, and you might want that instead of a silk because
Right.
sometimes silk gets
Yeah, I was at the time thinking about that.
but the silk
it's
really
sheer
is,
because
it
this is so
'cause you
sheer.
need something sheer.
Yeah,
But I think
but you could use netting as well.
because it really has that lace look, right,
Mhm.
Regina?
Mhm.
Look at that. You
And so
definitely
you could just
put
put
that
it right
in.
over there and do the whip stitch, and it would be perfect.
You wouldn't
Gail
even
said Miss
notice.
Dot would get some of her designs from postcards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Fred said she sure left a legacy.
She
Yeah,
did.
you know what? That's true. That's true.
Yep, she was a spunky little lady.
Oh
Let me
my
tell
goodness. She was.
you. She drank Coca-Cola out of a 6-ounce bottle
And
on
it better
ice.
be glass.
And it better
And
be
it better be cold.
cold
It better
on
be
ice in a
cold.
glass. So
It doesn't matter where you are, you better find her
it
one.
didn't come out of a can. It was a bottle.
Yeah, that
It's
one was-
like,
I probably told this before, but she lived maybe about 30 or 40 miles from here, and she said that her car broke down and she was at the gas station. It was in her hometown, and there was a guy there on a motorcycle, and he said, "You need a ride home?" And she said, "Yes." and he had an extra helmet. She puts it on,
And she went,
hops on the back of his motorcycle, and
and she was like 85 at the time.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
she wasn't young.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she used to tell me when we were riding together, that we drove by a nursing home. She'd say, "Miss Sally, I sure do feel sorry for those people in there with nothing to do." You know, she was like busy all
Yeah.
the time. I feel like I should go in there and
And that's
And
why she was
get
in
him
as
going
good a shape as she
I
was
know,
in,
I
you
know.
know. She was. She
yeah.
told me one day on the phone that she just we're talking about all kinds of things, and she said that she was on medication at one time. You know, like everybody at that you get to the age you're on all these different medications, and she said, you know, I thought one day I probably would just feel much better if I didn't take all that stuff. So she said I quit.
Oh my goodness.
And she went in for her 6 months checkup, and she said they had done lab work and stuff, and she said everything was fine, and the doctor told me how great I was doing, and all the numbers were good and everything, and to keep on taking all the medication and doing what she'd been doing, and she said I surely will.
Oh,
And she said she didn't take any more, and I thought, good for her,
wow,
you know.
wow. Yeah,
It's like
yeah. She was something.
that's when she was telling me about not needing glasses to thread a needle, and I'm just like, Stott, I didn't even see that needle when you were trying to teach me to sew.
I mean, I have to hold my needle up and say, is it better over something light or better over something dark to try and see that hole?
Oh,
You know, it's really
well, the needle was so
hard.
short it didn't fit between my fingers. I kept flipping
Yeah,
it off. It was like, where did
terrible.
it go? It was like,
It's bad.
yeah.
Well, when we were talking about stitch witchery, it made me think of another thing that when Stephanie Dabbs was here, there we go. I was looking for that box of Kleenex. She's told me before that how she does a circle hem, and she uses little tiny strips of stitch witchery. She'll serge, and I said, okay, Regina, it was 5 minutes before we came on here.
Literally.
Yeah. Let's just do a little demonstration. And so I grabbed a piece of fabric and I folded it in half like that, and freehanded a curve and a little circle. So here we have a circle skirt, and then but it's not very much of a circle because look at it's kind of like an egg. And then I went to the serger and serged around it, and I didn't do it very evenly, and I didn't change my thread from when I
Well,
made
it was
that.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
this is a
was.
demo.
But anyway, what happens, because this part from here to here, after I just pressed up like a 1/2 inch whatever seam, I cut tiny little strips of that stitch witchery and placed it in between the hem part and the skirt part, and I used my pressing cloth because I didn't want little pieces getting on stuck to my
Right.
iron. And what it does is it almost does like horsehair braid
It
too,
does, yeah.
because it gives it a
Stability.
little bit of body, but it also keeps, you know, when you're sewing that around that circle, how it's not pretty and it
starts
gets
puckering.
and it gets warped, a little
right.
bit warped.
Mhm.
And so if you use stitch witchery little strips in there to press that up like that,
And it comes like this.
Yeah,
So
it
it's a
does.
little strip already. You just cut
Yeah.
that and press it in
and
there
you probably could cut that
in
into
half.
definitely in
Yeah.
half.
Hmm.
And it's so lightweight that, I mean, I cut little strips like tiny like this. That's why I'm going to be wrapped in this when they put me in my casket, because it's I got enough yards forever.
They're gonna seal her up for sure.
Anyway, so this is straight and it's not going to curve, but you can just rip it in little pieces and make it
Make it
curve.
bend, yeah.
It's not an exact science, but it works great, and I do use this on circle skirts, and that was a Stephanie Dabbs suggestion that works, because down here it's more ripply because I didn't use it, and then here it's firm, but not really stiff, but it's stabilized.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, Terry has a question. She said, "Are there any videos of Miss Dot on the internet? I'd love to learn from her."
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Of any.
You know, after she moved from this area, she went and lived with her son up in Richmond, Virginia. And I know she taught classes. Well, I mean, I don't know if she taught classes, but I know she did a lot of sewing and model garments for Pat Goldsmith. Goldsmith. Goldman?
Goldman.
Chadwick's.
At Chadwick's Heirlooms. And so it was Pat. I know it was Pat. And so I was so glad that she had a place to use her creativity because.
And then she was even more excited because her son moved to, where was it, Norway or somewhere like that?
Yes.
Copenhagen? Yeah,
Yes.
on business. And she said for the first time she was going to have an actual sewing room in the house.
Oh, because he left, and so she.
No,
or
he got a
should
house
be, oh,
big
he went
enough
with
that-
her.
Yeah,
she
she
went with him.
him.
She went with him.
And that she would
Yeah.
have, in the house that he was getting, would have a room for her sewing.
Well, she lived in her house by
And it was
herself
like Miss
in
Dot.
Barnwell.
Yeah, but she said that, and I thought, well, where do you
I'll
sew
tell you
now?
what, she made doll clothes that were just unbelievable.
Mhm.
And before she moved, I bought a doll and left it there for her to dress. I guess it's still there.
It's just,
I guess it's still
it
there.
must be in
Yeah.
wherever.
But the clothes that she would make for us, they're amazing, and all my grandkids wore them. And then she made that beautiful christening gown. I mean, it had to be at least 45 inches long. It was one of the really long ones with lots of French lace, and it hung here forever because none of my grandkids ever wore it. But she had a big W for winter embroidered down at the front,
Yeah, that
right
would be
above the
definitely
ruffle.
an heirloom.
And I gave it to Daniel and Sarah in Australia when they had their baby girl. But it was pretty roomy because they just sent their Christmas pictures, and Rosemary, who's now 4, was wearing it in the
dress?
Christmas. And
Oh
yeah,
my gosh!
and it was a little bit long for her, but she wanted to wear that beautiful dress. And I was glad Daniel
I
and
think
Sarah
that
let
was
her do it.
neat.
Yeah, I thought maybe they just laid it across her when she was on Santa's lap, but she said no. I mean, I saw a picture; she was wearing it, and that was really sweet.
Yeah,
That's
well,
neat.
when I was trying to get her to come and teach at our smocking chapter, she said, "I'll come, but I don't teach." She said, "I'll show you what I do."
She loved to say that,
And that's the
I'll
only
show you
thing
what
she
I
did.
do.
And the whole time she was showing, she was in our group. She was showing us what she did and how she did it. And I thought that was the neatest thing. It's
Well,
like,
she would take every one of her scraps. I mean, when she had things like this, she would take all her little lace pieces and her pretty little fabrics, and she made heirloom crazy quilt squares.
yes, that's what she showed us how to do.
Oh my goodness,
We
they
take a
were
square
so
and
beautiful.
Then we
She would embroider
laid
in
the
it.
laid the fabric lace pieces and little fabric pieces and stuff, and tacked
Gentle
them down.
art. I've been the whole time I've been trying to think of the name of the company that this
Overdone.
this
That's
overdone
funny.
the whole time. Gentle art. Okay. Isn't that awful
She'll
when you're
sleep
just like,
better
I'm
tonight.
trying to think, and it's
I
nothing
didn't-
like interrupting
I
me.
didn't make a quilt with mine. I just made a square and framed it and
Oh, yeah.
had her sign her name on it.
Well, she would make I guess she called them table covers or something like that, and they were big and absolutely
And somebody not
beautiful.
long ago had made, this is kind of off the subject, but they had made an urn cover. And I thought that was really beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And I thought, that's exactly what you could have done with Miss Dot's little things.
Was that Carol Livingston?
I
Carol
can't
Livingston
remember, yeah.
does beautiful heirloom sewing.
But that was so pretty. And I thought, okay,
Yeah.
I have to start working on those
Yeah.
squares.
That's right. That's right.
But
Oh,
it'd take
man.
a while. But Miss Dot could just whip them out. I mean, she didn't have any problem with that.
So we have a new kit out of this Liberty poplin fabric, and we showed you the yoke dress, the Lee, right? The Lee.
Mhm.
Waiting for Ariel to correct me if I'm wrong.
The Savannah.
What?
It's called the Savannah.
Yeah, it's called the Savannah, and this is what? This one's called what? Oh, this is Emily, Emmalee, Emily. This is a bishop kit, and this one actually has the pre-pleated sleeves with lace sewn on the. She's got them all wrapped up in here. I hate to even undo it. So pretty. But I know there's lace on there because I sewed it on myself.
You
What?
get
Pull it out.
Oh, I kind of hate to do
you
it. It
get
looks
something
so
from Sally
good.
as well when you buy this kit. You see,
Yeah,
you can
that's-
say,
I just hand it back to Ariel to work
Okay,
up.
okay. Ariel always folds it up so pretty, and I'm just a disaster around here. But they're so pretty, and this little lace. I thought, well, ecru is too dark, and but this is This is a champagne, but you can hardly believe it because
No.
it's very light. And
Yeah.
then, you know, Liberty has that white background. So it has a pretty little sleeve that you can smock, and it already has the lace on it.
Oh, you'll love this kit.
This kit is beautiful. So Ariel enjoyed it because she likes it to be pretty.
And if you do it now, it'll be ready for St.
Spring.
Patrick's.
Oh, you know what? It'd be beautiful
Yeah.
for that. It would be.
And you don't
and
have to think something up.
You know how Liberty has all those colors that are just not exactly
Mm-hmm.
like green, blue,
Those
whatever.
thread colors are perfect.
These thread colors really do match the
Mhm.
flowers. I'll go to the overhead and show you. They're pretty. They're really pretty. We should put numbers on the website with the fabric because we do have the fabric too.
Mhm.
But they're kind of
They're muted.
yeah, they're muted like it's 3816, 3815, 3865 and 3817. Really, really good matches with this. So this is new.
Emily Bishop.
Yep. All right.
And your neckband is in there. Everything is in that kit. So all you
Yeah.
gotta do is just get started
That's
sewing.
right. That's right.
You can
So-
smock it through the winter season, put it together in January, and got a dress by March.
Good thinking. Good
You know,
thinking.
that way it's you're all done.
Yeah.
Well, I can show you my other little dress.
Yep. And then
I
we're
finally-
gonna have an unveiling.
Kind of got out of the funk and thought I better get things done. There's no point
Yeah,
in being
we're
that way.
like you can't come with one item here.
So
What are
this,
you doing?
I know, it's like I'm feeling shamed, you know. And this was a class that I had taken with Pam Armstrong at the Saga Convention, and if anybody's in that class or took that class, this is not the same. I mean, it's
They
the
won't
same
recognize
dress,
it, right?
But you won't
They're
recognize
like, I
it
thought you were
because-
in my class.
Yeah, I was, but I changed it all up on my own. When I got started, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this to it and that to it. But
And
anyway,
we all do that, right?
it's smocked different, and you know, I put some piping on it, and then at the bottom of the dress it had pin tucks and it had lace on the bottom, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who's gonna wear this, but I gotta get finished. And so it got hemmed. It didn't have
It's
any
pretty
stuff.
though because then
But
you
it's
have all
just a
this pretty
simple
work
little
up
lay
here.
gown, and
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's handwork, and it has handwork across the bottom, and I may eventually do that just for the fun of sitting and practicing to get like Miss Dot, you know, and but anyway, that I thought it was really cute. It turned out. I love the sleeves,
Yeah, I was gonna say
The
show
sleeves are
them
really
the sleeves.
cute.
They're adorable.
and so it's a real nice class. And I think she's teaching it again next year at the Saga Convention in Charleston. So you might want to sign up for her class or put it on your list to sign up.
Well, tell them about
It's
that.
a pretty, beautiful, love it, and close up,
Mm.
please.
Yeah, we'll do a close up.
Okay.
But what I like the little cuff
Yeah, the little
is
sleeves.
is that entree?
Mhm.
And then,
And then a
that's
lace.
is that floss
Yeah,
running
floss.
through
I
that?
ran floss through it. That
Look at
wasn't
how
in
pretty that
her
is.
thing, but that's what I did.
I love that. And
Because
so
I
it's
just
the
thought
same
it kind of
floss
picked
that
up
you
to do the bouillons.
Yeah.
And it just picked up the color, and
Oh.
so I thought, all right.
All right, look at this sleeve. So on the sleeve, this lace edging kind of goes up.
It makes a V,
Yep.
upside down V.
And then a sweet little group of flowers, bouillon flowers underneath that. I love that.
It's
I
just real
love how
sweet.
it's
And
like loose like this.
Mhm.
That's sweet. Oh,
so hopefully somebody one day, great grand, or somebody will wear it.
that's pretty. That looks like a little bit bigger entree, but
Yeah,
maybe
that was in her kit, so I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Because that's not like that super baby
Uh-huh.
size, which is nice because then you can run floss
Yeah,
through
then
it
you can
here,
put
and then you can sew. Because here you had to sew through it.
Yeah,
I love that.
I did that. I did that by hand.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I wonder.
I'm
I
not
was
a.
like, man, how'd you
I'm
do
not
that?
a real lace. I mean, it's hard for. I haven't perfected that either of doing gathered lace, and so I just do it by hand, and then that way I can control it better.
That's pretty. I'm trying to get my old
So.
age skin out of the way here so you can see, so they can see it. When I put my hand, all you can see are age spots everywhere.
We won't get into that subject today.
Look at that.
Well, every time you do that, it falls down.
I know. Well, shoot, you have to look at my age spots after all. That's so pretty, Regina. Now, but this seam, that was sewn in the seam, right? Was that entree, with the bottom part of the entree sewn? Oh, no. No. I love that.
No, I
So
did it and then I serged it on there.
So you sewed it to the
Yeah, I just sewed it to the neckline.
to the neckline,
the raw edge.
through the
Yeah.
because that has a lining or an
Mhm.
underlining.
It's a lining.
You serged that?
I did.
That's serged.
That's a rolled hem.
Oh.
I
Sherry
love to
said,
finish it.
Tell Regina Parker will wear it.
Okay.
That's so tiny.
I love to do the rolled hem edge on finishing
Well,
laces.
how do you get it so close to there?
I sit there with an eagle eye on the needle,
No kidding.
seeing where it's going, and I've
Oh my
gotten it pretty much down,
goodness.
and I can just sit there and zip it through now
Wow.
and get it without cutting it
Wow.
off. It's like-
And because your blade is on, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know I've never used my rolled hem.
Well, it finishes a seam, and this rolled
That
hem is
is
really
pretty. Oh, and you've done it here too.
tiny on the sleeves. Yeah.
Oh,
See
I
how-
love that.
it's
Is that the
finished
kind
so
of
pretty.
that's the kind of serger I have?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's why. So what did you do that with? What
The Viking
serger?
936.
Oh, okay. So you like
That's a
that better,
Vi-
right?
Oh yeah.
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 But
That's all I
you
do with
have
it.
the brother. That's all you
Yeah,
do with the
yeah.
Viking?
Yeah.
See,
Did y'all close up enough of the neck?
we can do that, right?
You're asking for
You
that.
hold-
I thought
hold
you
that.
were.
Then we'll
Maybe
All
I can
right.
put it
Maybe
over
need a
this.
little more.
okay.
Stick this
We're
bar
gonna
in
try
under
and that way you can hold. Well, maybe turn it right. Turn it
this way.
inside out so they can see that.
Oh, you want to see the
you want to
edge?
see the edge? I mean, that's so tiny. Bring it this way just a tiny bit. Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, it looks big up there, but it's not.
No, that's very, very little. Let's put a
And then if you want to see this,
on the cuff. The cuff is adorable.
you can
I
see
mean,
how
it's
small it is.
like an eighth of an inch, or there we go. Yeah. See, look at that. It's an eighth of an inch, and that's tiny.
Yeah.
That's tiny.
So if you have a Viking 936, it's an old machine. They don't make them anymore, but if you find one and you want to do a rolled hem,
That's a serger, right?
yeah, serger. That's what I use for that.
Wow.
And
Or you can come to Aiken and visit Regina and
And
bring
we'll
all
surge
your
up a
stuff.
storm. That's right.
All your stuff you need to have a rolled hem on.
You can do a rolled hem.
So why does that do such a better rolled hem than like another?
I don't know, but the other stitch, like my ovation, like yours,
Yeah.
is wider
Oh,
and flatter. This is like a more round to me. I
it
think
is.
it's
like
tighter
a
and it's round.
satin stitch or something.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
And it's really, really pretty. I love it. And so I just sew all my laces and things together with that,
Man.
so
Okay.
that it's finished and it doesn't look like. I mean, it's finished really nice.
All right, I'm
So-
gonna pull something out here to show you.
Oh, this is our unveiling. Yes. I knew we had stuff to do here.
Marcy said, beautiful dress, Regina.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Oh my
this.
If we set it over here.
What we needed,
and then
yeah, we
drag
can do
it
that.
out.
Or this was up on a top shelf. Little old Emma got up there and handed it down to me, and we're like, man, I hope we can lift this thing. And we found some real interesting treasures in here. One was this little green dress of Miss Dot's. Then you're just gonna have to pardon the dust because there is dust. But look at how I didn't even shake these off. These are old linens, right?
They're old linens, that's for sure.
Old linens. So pretty. Look at the need a roller thing. Oh, hey, this is a whole runner. I
This
didn't
is a
even
runner,
open it.
yeah.
Look at that linen. Wow. I know it needs to be soaked a little bit, but the quality of the linen, it just has a sheen to it and a hard finish that, ooh, it's pretty. So this had to be done with a hem stitching machine or something like that, right?
Some kind of fancy machine. This wasn't done by hand.
No. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. And no holes. I mean, it needs to be washed, but no holes.
And this is the same way.
And that's a pulled thread though, right?
Drone threads, yeah.
Where you pull the thread out and so then you finish it at the top and the bottom of, we can show that on the overhead. To create this, then all those threads
You have to count and clip threads.
They've been pulled. They've all been pulled from here, and then they've gone in here and hand sewn along the bottoms of these. Yeah, you. Oh, you would count these, right? You would count these so that it all be the same.
I had a pattern that I was going to do had drone threads, and then I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Oh.
It's like, we'll do something else to this dress.
This would be pretty
I haven't taken a class in it, so I really didn't know how to do it. And so I was like, I'm not even going to try to teach myself this.
I love nativity sets, and wouldn't this be pretty under a nativity set?
It is the right color.
I'm working on bidding on one right now and carrying.
So we're gonna have to put this in a box so that Sally's
I can find it
Christmas decorations.
Yeah. So a bunch of these things, you guys, came from New York City. One of my vendors knows that I love this kind of stuff. And he said there was a lady retiring that used to make flower girl dresses for like actors and actresses. I mean, I say the rich and famous, right?
Yep, rich and famous.
Look at this. This needs to be soaked. I was going to bring a match and burn it and see was it silk? I don't know. It's a satin, but it's so beautiful with this cut work. And everywhere the design goes, it has that it's a corded edge around every single thing. And then this is a border. Probably, well, maybe it has two borders on this part. I was going to say probably had two borders, and then she cut one border and used it in a dress. It was very fun to get her stuff.
Oh,
okay, let's see.
If you have a wedding or anything in a flower girl
Here
dress,
we go.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. Two borders.
Yeah, here's the one side.
Yep.
And there's the other side.
Yep. So then she probably also used some of it to cover a bodice. And then maybe made the skirt out of silk organza or something like that. So, what do you think? Got ideas? Wait till you see this next piece.
I don't even know how you fold this back up. It's like, what
Wait, I
is
might have
this?
to toss it in a pile and then I'll do it later.
Andrea Birkin says, I need this lace. Please list it.
We'll do it, Andrea. In
There you
fact,
go.
Andrea, you are exactly the person that I thought about with, didn't I say Andrea would like this? Because Andrea sews for herself and sews really beautiful garments. So, yeah, be watching, Andrea. It won't be until next week at least. But look at this. This is heavy, drapey. Oh my goodness. This is all
Beautiful.
glass beads. Can you believe this? I got the chills.
If you want a jacket for something, oh my goodness, this would be gorgeous.
So you have the border on this long side. So you can see that she cut into it. But look at, So this is a border down at the bottom.
Gorgeous.
Can you believe the drape of this?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, you guys. This is amazing. All these
beadwork
beads, the bead
is
work.
like incredible.
I
Wow.
know.
And that's all by hand, folks. It's like
So when I look up and I see that these bins are up there and it says from Sally's desk, I always kind of hoard the things I especially love. I hoard them by, Christy's over here nodding, yes. I hoard them by my desk and because I really don't want to part with it.
Fred says top shelf treasure hunt.
That's exactly
it is.
right.
That's for sure.
That's right. Well,
And Sandra says that piece is stunning.
wait till you
It is
see
stunning.
this.
This is fun.
So this looks like a Sharpie, but they basted the outline of the bodice of a what size? Might be a 2. I don't know. But this is a silk taffeta, and I'm gonna go to the overhead so they can see it. And then, so sometimes you had, can you see? Well, it's too bad you see all the wrinkles, but all hand embroidered and hand beaded, all along in here. And for the longest time, we carried this silk taffeta. I don't know if we still have any in this pink, but we've had people. I think Gail Hunter
Gail Hunter did a costume out of this.
A princess dress.
But you could do this and put it. If you had you get the pink and the cotton sateen to make the skirt with. I'll give you the tip now. And this would be so pretty for an Easter dress. Oh.
Okay.
This is just beautiful.
Just in case you thought we were done.
We weren't.
So this, I'm trying not to get them all like spread out all over the place, but look at this. Now this is a satiny, like I don't know all of my silk terms. So this is a size, this one's size 7, all beaded.
Like a V-neck.
And then, yeah. So that one actually hasn't been drawn on yet.
Mm-mm.
But this, the
beads are beautiful on these. I mean,
yeah,
it's so
they're gorgeous.
pretty.
So,
wow.
Did I say size 7? What did I see? How did I read size 7? Is that a different language?
It's something different, but
I
don't know what
sure,
it is.
I was sure I saw size 7.
Well, that's a 7, but I don't
Okay,
know.
well,
Maybe that is what
whatever.
it is. Maybe that means size 7.
Okay, now this,
Huh.
this is on silk organza. Let's see if they can see it through. You know what? Put it up next. Yeah. That's on silk organza, and the size isn't drawn on yet. But this is all hand beaded on silk organza.
This is beautiful.
So gorgeous.
Isn't it?
Jeanette said, I can see why you don't want to part with
I
these
know,
lovely."
I know. Here's another one. Now this has,
This is different.
what in the world, Regina? You guys are like, well, hold it up so I can see it. I'm going to take these so that you can hold this part up to you. Look at that. Like this, is that like all done like some kind of stitch?
Yes.
Oh my
It
goodness.
is on this organza.
Can you see that, you guys? Wow.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Sometimes there's a front and a back and a sleeve. I have found those before.
That is, yeah, these are just
So
unbelievable.
this maybe was going to be a what? Let's see.
Well, it keeps going, so I'm not quite sure.
Was it a skirt?
It got to be a skirt.
Yeah. All hand
Okay,
beaded
here's
in
your
scallops
skirt ready to go. I mean, it's. Oh,
and silk to peony.
yes. I mean, man.
Alice said, wow, that is a bin of treasures.
So, and the thing, it's been up there on that top shelf for a lot of years.
And to think, you could have some of these treasures.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that. I mean,
I know. I know. We'll be
it would
putting them on.
be so much fun to see what you made out of these and share the photos. And
Now this.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. So here's one with, like, rhinestones.
these have rhinestones on it.
But the heavy, beautiful embroidery. And then back here, you have another one that has, we have one similar
Yeah,
to
we
this,
had
didn't
another
we?
one like that on the organza. This is on silk.
Mm-hmm. That's on silk. Oh, yeah, that was on
Mm-hmm.
organza. And this,
Oops.
this could have been a back. I bet you like do it the other way.
Hmm?
Like this. See, it's possible that they had two sides, two backs,
Oh,
two
yeah.
back pieces.
Okay.
And we'll have to look for some more pieces like that. But that's got,
But you could use it on the front.
yeah,
A little dress.
Oh,
you
that
could
would
put
be
it on
pretty
there
on
really,
a yoke,
for a little
right?
sweet flower girl.
right.
It'd be really pretty.
So here we have,
The pink pearls on it is
yeah, they're
really pretty. They're soft pink.
Andrea said that would make a magnificent confirmation dress.
Yes.
Oh man, look at this, Andrea. That's beautiful.
So pretty.
And then here's.
Now I know why I wore blue over this wide
I know you're my
wide
perfect
frame
prop.
so I could have a board.
You're my perfect prop. So I have two exactly the same here on this gold fabric. It's taffeta. I don't think that this is silk, but
I don't think
but we have some pieces, large pieces, solids, I think, that match this. So, what's this? What do we have here? We have, this is on a satin. Oh boy, they're both
what did I say?
they're different, aren't they?
Extra. Or no, that doesn't say extra. What? Yeah. Extra
It gives
Ainsley.
yeah. Oh, it's an extra because this is Ainsley and that's an extra.
Yeah. These are just
Wow.
so pretty. Oop, gotta take the whole
Then
thing.
man,
Feel like Vanna White today?
yeah.
You never know what job you're gonna get around here. Let's see.
Okay. Can you see that with the with the silk organza that these are all hand beaded and hand embroidered?
Yeah, they are just so
Whoops.
pretty.
Same. Some different sizes. Like this says size 8.
This one had just a few black beads on it, where the others are white. So if you wanted to trim up something with black, you could use that one.
Same. This is all the same. Let's see. Oh, this must be a collar. Two parts of a collar. So here's one here and here's one here. Unless there are 2 cuffs. Are they cuffs?
I don't think it's cuffs. I don't think it's a collar.
Well, and it goes
It can
with,
be whatever you want to make it into.
yeah. It goes with, this is Constantine. Goes with Constantine. Hey, you know what? Constantine is a raglan sleeve dress because I can see
Yeah, the way it's cut.
it's cut like that. Oh, and here's some more collars, and I bet they're collars.
I think they're
Or
collars.
maybe, you know what it could be?
Could be the cap sleeve.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes, it could definitely be a cap sleeve because
Oh,
it curves around
yeah.
like this.
It does.
And here's your, yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, Regina. Yes. How beautiful is that? Okay. So
Okay,
here's,
ladies.
Solving puzzles.
here's,
It is. It's
Yes.
just beautiful.
oh my word. Okay.
You probably have your Christmas dress or New Year's
Yeah.
this year, but you can have it next year.
Yeah, this is it. This is a pretty with all these swags.
Oh, this is different.
Oh
wow.
my goodness.
You know what this reminds me of? When I
What?
lived in the Middle East, they had all
Oh.
these fancy dress-up things we had to go to, and the
Isn't that
dresses were like
beautiful?
this, and this was the kind of stuff on the front of them.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I wore some that were so heavily beaded that was like, you
Well,
know.
yeah, let me see what else is hiding in here. I mean, it just kind
These are
of
just
keeps
gorgeous.
going. I can go to the overhead. You know, I haven't been on the overhead on some of these, so let's see. Oh, look at how you can see it on the overhead.
Look at this. Well, I'm not on the overhead.
No, but that's great for here.
See it?
I'd have to jump up and down and lay on the
Put it
table.
Lay on the table.
Yeah, lay across the table.
This
Look
is,
at-
I mean, these
Ah.
are gorgeous. They're so pretty.
That's the same. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the same.
Yeah, a few of those.
Yep. Look at this. Look
I
at.
know.
Oh, that's a sequin flower. Oh,
Yeah, they're made
it
of
looks like
little flowers with sequins sewn on a
oh
curve.
my
That
word.
I mean,
I love that. Yeah,
they almost look like a button, except that they're
yeah,
sequins.
they're petal. They look like petals. Wow.
It took somebody a very long time to do these.
No kidding.
I mean, just unbelievable.
So this. Okay, here we got. Here we got. Here we have.
Here we got it.
Here we got some sleeves, people. So I can see.
How they're cut for
It's,
sleeves.
yeah, and they're starting to baste around the outline of the sleeve. So I'll show you on here.
Yeah, they don't mark on the fabric. They just do
Yeah.
the outline.
So the sleeves are beaded. And here's the outline of a cute little sleeve. That's a sweet little sleeve. And I bet you it goes with this. So this has a underlining, like taffeta, with the sleeve.
The sheer sleeve.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then, in fact, if you've seen, we did put on silk organza embroidered that's hand painted and hand beaded, right? And they're long pieces. Oh, boy, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. So this might be another skirt, right? I think it's a skirt.
This is another skirt.
And then there's like pretty pieces of eyelet. This one, oh.
This was definitely from Sally's sewing table.
Not from mine, but from that lady's.
Somebody else's sewing table.
Look at
There's
this.
Pieces.
Can they see these?
Oh, look how gorgeous.
But look how beautiful
Oh.
the embroidery is on this eyelet.
It is gorgeous, man.
I mean, she sewed with really top of the line fabrics.
She sure did.
There were things in here that I've never seen anything like it. Not that I've seen everything, but I've seen a lot of nice things. And wow.
That's just beautiful.
That makes you want to make somebody you love something out of this
That's right.
stuff. Or if you want to make somebody you love something out of it, we'll part with it, right? Oh. But that's how I feel.
No, it would still be in my bin at home.
Oh man.
Because you'd have to come up with somebody really, really nice to give this to.
That eyelet has my name on it.
Which one? The one with the
This one?
with the diamonds?
This is just.
I have that one. I love that.
Yes.
Jeanette said I want that. I collect eyelets.
We're gonna have a bidding war here, ladies.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this, I've got a big piece of this, but this eyelet is beautiful with these flowers. Look at that.
It's like every one comes out, they get prettier and prettier.
I know.
Look at this.
So I
That's
have
so
more bins
pretty.
up there on that top shelf, but the girl said I have to get rid of this one first.
One at a time.
One at a time. I'm trying to.
So that's
They're loving the
2025.
eyelet. We might need to do an auction.
That's a 2025. Get
This one's beautiful.
Cleaned out.
Let's go to the overhead so they
it
can
is
see
gorgeous, man.
this. Look at the flowers on this. They're like really sweet.
So pretty.
And there's a big piece of it too that matches.
Sandy said exactly. Put them up for auction.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Oh, we should have planned ahead. We could have done it while we were here. Look at that. That is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. So these are the kinds of things that when I get, I have a hard time parting with. And one of my vendors said, Miss Sally, don't make love to your fabric, sell it.
Sell this stuff.
I laugh every time I hear that because it's like, oh, he said, more will come your way. I'm like, not like this. This is amazing. Yeah.
Sandy said I've never seen eyelet that looks like these. They are scrumptious.
I never have either.
Yeah, look at this one.
Isn't that neat? So that is, well, just shapes. Oh, like roses almost.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Yeah. And then this, definitely another little beautiful floral. But if you were doing like collars or bodices and that kind of thing, this would be beautiful because you could make this skirt something else, even a gingham.
Oh, that's what I
You
was
could have
thinking.
it-
Make
you
it
could
this
have-
into a bodice and
this
then
is
put
a-
a
yeah.
gingham skirt on it.
Yeah, so it would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, here we go. And look at time it is. It's late. We got started a little bit late, but
Got lost in all that.
yeah, I got lost in
But I
all of
bet you
this.
don't really mind after you see all
Yeah,
this.
I know. It's fun. It's like going through an estate sale stuff, you know? But, and I do like doing that too. So, I'm glad you like it. You will be seeing this. We got to figure out how to do it. But, Meanwhile, we do have a drawing today for a $25 gift certificate.
And I bet then you can buy some of this.
Yeah.
Buy it with it.
Because we had our Christmas party yesterday, and that was so much fun. And Diana made a reel showing one of the games, a couple of the games we played, and I enjoyed hearing about your games that you play. And although some people said, well, we eat, we don't play games, we eat. You know, like we ate too. But we had fun. We had a lot of laughter, and sometimes you just, need that change up.
You definitely do.
It's good.
Yeah, and playing games is good.
Yeah, and lots of you said that you play the Dirty Santa game, and I said, was that the same game that we played? It was like where you steal each other's gifts,
Yeah.
Isn't that? Yeah. But my gift that I got yesterday, so I was very, very lucky because
Oh my goodness.
there were 2 numbers left in the box, and
Where are they?
huh?
Where are they?
What?
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, they are. They are.
Showed 'em.
I should show them. The yeah.
Tell me what they are.
I had to run and they're vintage bowls, glass
Okay.
bowls. Oh, they're where you guys, where if you turn right, they're on the floor in front of where your saga stuff was underneath. Yeah. So you have rules, when you draw a number and the first person goes and they pick a gift, and they're always like something you had at your house. You don't spend money on it, and so then somebody can steal your gift and then pick another one, but person number 1, and I happen to draw number 1. Can you believe
that's the best
that?
number.
Yes, but there were 2 numbers left, and I pulled them out without looking, and I offered them to, who was it? Ariel.
Yay.
And said, you pick first. And what'd she get, 9?
6.
Or 9 or 6, we weren't sure which. They had to do rock, paper, scissors between 9 and 6 to see which one was 9 and 6. And so I was left with number 1, and when this set came out,
Perfect for her.
oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I just was like, oh, look at how beautiful. This is from, and we invited Christy G, who has retired, and she brought these. She does thrifting all the time. But look at these,
She
they're
did a
in
good
perfect
job.
shape.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. I'm so sorry, whoever wanted these, because I'm number 1. I get the last pick.
And I'm
This
not going to take
is
yours.
going to go home with me, and I was not too proud to say it. Isn't that neat? So sometimes they're gag gifts, and sometimes they're like, oh, I'm so lucky. They're treasures. So I got a treasure that's going to go in my new house. And anyway, that was fun. So I think Dirty Santa is like when you steal each other's prize. And so that's what we played, and it was fun. And so here we go for somebody to win the $25 gift certificate. And
We always do the left and right game.
oh, what is that?
That's where you read the Christmas story and about Mr. and Mrs. Right.
Oh,
And every time you say right, it goes right. And you pass it, you're in a big circle, and if you say left, then it goes to the left. So it's really funny. It's like,
so it's like
okay.
a good prize, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they're all
let's
good
say it's-
prizes. It's
Are there a lot of prizes that are going around, or just
everybody's prize. You stand there with your package, and or you get them off the table, and they're mixed up, and then you start passing those packages, and when it stops, then whoever you got, that's what you got.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nobody knows their left and right. Hate to say. No, you wonder how come their dresses don't have sleeves in backwards or something, because it's a sewing group, and they just like, left, right. Oh, okay, here. It's like, oh my gosh.
My kindergarten teacher put a painted dot on my right hand. I wonder if I had trouble with left and right, or did she do it to everybody? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna have a drawing for $25. Let's see who gets it. Regena's drawing. She's not peeking.
No, not looking. Here we go. Sandra Bishop. No favorite game, but would still love to win.
And you did. All right,
Sandra, congratulations.
You're the winner. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm sorry we went over today, but I got kind of tangled up in all this vintage stuff.
Yeah. You need to stay tuned so you know what's coming next.
Sarah Ward's coming next week.
Good.
Yeah, Sarah Classic Sewing. All right, guys. Thank you.